this one-shot story is based in the Seventh Age world, which as a setting is the idea that centuries ago, before science ruled the world, magic did. And now, after heretics have succeeded at doing everything that they needed to do, they've ushered in the reign of demon kings and magic. And last year, all of you were just normal criminal kingpins, doing what you were doing well in this world, whether it be racketeering, extortion, murder, hitman things, going around to casinos with MIT, skills and trying to, play the game against it, or just outright charlatanism. Whatever the case may be, each of you were fantastic at your roles and what you were doing. You were some of the best that the world had to offer. And then, one day, the sun rose black on the horizon. The lands of the dead pushed forth into the world and destroyed the global economy as we know it. Demons came out of shadows. The world itself suddenly went from normal to not normal in the middle of December 21st. Needless to say, it was a bit of an adjusting period. However, with the collapse of governments and the rise of corporations and the discovery that some people could just go ahead and drink a little bit of a demon's blood and gain a little bit of power, or maybe eat a demon's heart and drastically change things, demons quickly found themselves on the losing end of the spectrum versus 7 billion very hungry humans. Even though there weren't many humans left, demons found themselves quickly harvested, cut up, chopped up, sold in delivery consumables and the Starbucks Frappuccinos for your, lovely consumption. If you would want magical powers, just sign right here on the dotted line. This corporation will sponsor you. As governments collapsed, regulations aren't really a thing, and crime was allowed to flourish. Now, each of you had already started building your nice little criminal empires. And we'll get into what each of you do and who each of you are. At one point, as the world had started to come together in North America, in this little area just outside of New Orleans, in a sort of sprung up impromptu casino, had started inviting well-meaning individuals and enterprising individuals from around the country that have managed to survive for the past year. You guys were among them. The prize, you were told, was simple. There's a new power coming, and when this new king comes, those who have over 10,000 souls in their army and employ will be granted entry into the gates of royalty. This is a chance of promise, living the high life, actually secured, no longer have to watch your back for demons trying to eat you or people trying to take your spot. And you as humans know that there's something special intrinsic in the fact that you still have a soul. For some reason, the fact that you as a human was actually really important, because when you go to this casino and you're sitting around, a lot of people were kind of already a little bit dead, or maybe had some fangs, hanging out, or, had, longer pointed elf years. And you guys were some of the only humans that were sitting around there. Most people had easily leapt at the chance to eat a heart or drink blood and give up a part of themselves. You didn't. And unfortunately for all of you, the fact that you had a soul turned out to be a detriment. Because after a few hands playing in this, golden casino, all of you lost your souls. And that was a month ago. You went, you played, you lost. And it hurt when you lost your soul. And it wasn't just your soul that you lost, it was maybe the few of the people with you, but when your soul gets taken out of your body, you become very weak. You maybe start, suffering from lack of judgment in scenarios. Your skill sets get sort of depleted, and you're finding and afraid of your survival. And one by one, rogues and thieves and underworld criminals started gathering just outside of this casino because a rumor had come to play that in 4 days, they're going to start forging all of the souls into 21-gram weight golden coins. And the moment your soul gets forged, it's lost forever, and you are nothing but currency. So, you have 4 days to steal back your soul. And you've given up everything that you have. You know the casino, you know who will be there. And the events and games are still going on there. But in 4 days, you're dead. Or maybe you just work for whatever Lord bought you. But why play the game fairly when you can just steal tens of thousands of souls? So, even though you may not like each other, even though you may not know each other, and even though you may kill one another for the sole purpose of making sure that you have power, for better or worse, you rogues have to steal your own souls back. And so you find yourself in a room lit darkly and dimly, the smell of sulfur in this warehouse that you're in, maybe about a block away from the actual casino itself. Boarded up windows, the black sun hanging in the horizon. It's cold, about 40 degrees. You know, you're wearing furs and anything else to survive. And your food rations for the past years have been basically MREs, you know, as well. Plants really aren't growing that much these days. You maybe have one Starbucks Frappuccino that, you know, allows you to walk on walls if you drink it. But that cup has been, you know, half used, and your resources are low and you don't know much, but you do know that there's you, and you each bring to the table what? We'll start with you.
I am, we'll just go with Peter Za for now. Things seem to change periodically, but I have a background in sales, predominantly sales of exotic and exciting accoutrements, never without 20 or 30 or so vials of demon blood that is actually amphetamines. But people don't need to know exactly what goes into the recipe. It just makes them feel good, and that's what's important.
And that it does.
Name's Johnny Weaver. People call me The Web. I am in the business of professional, let's say, acquisitions. You need a case jointed. You need a guy who sells a thing. I'm on the level, but I know people who are not. So I am your man for contacting said people, unless the cops are asking, in which case I don't fucking know you.
Luckily enough, cops these days really aren't so much on the menu of Law and Order. So
old habits die hard.
Hey man, somebody can still be a snitch just to the wrong team.
I'm Laszlo. You can call me Oz. I'm the quickest hands on this side of, well, hell. And I am here to just steal whatever I need to steal to survive.
Very good. I am Miss Pearl, the Mystic, as they used to know me before all of this happened. I used to be a very popular medium that the police would go to, and whether or not people were guilty for that specific crime they got put in jail, they were certainly guilty for something. I am skilled in the art of tarot, which before people lost their souls, they came to me to try to address questions of the beyond, and these days they come to me to try and connect with their lost soul. Whether or not I am actually skilled in this art, we shall never know, as the universe is vast and terrifying.
All right. Well, for better or worse, you do find yourselves all now soulless. In the games at the House of the Rising Sun, run by the Lord Lucian Montague, the famed French gambler who owns the casino. He is the one who is ultimately there. There are a few other high rollers that you guys know are in town. A man named Patrick O'Neill, a mobster from Chicago, who seems to know anybody and everybody. A Giovanni Torrio, yes, the very famous Giovanni Torrio that once lived and ran the networks behind Al Capone. He was dead. Well, the dead rose. He's back, and he's looking to reset himself back up on top. Hal Morgan, a enterprising individual who seems to be an arms dealer, is the one who is another high roller that's in there. And there's a few more interesting people that you could probably scout and investigate as time goes. But you get everything in there from people who want the Black Sun to stay, to high-rolling beer barons, to Appalachian devil kings, or even circus freak tricksters that have been building their empires chip by chip, card by card, for the past 39 days. And on the 42nd day, everything there becomes real, and everybody who lost loses their soul. So, what would you guys like to begin with, and what would you guys like to do?
Are we already like a crew?
Not yet. You guys are the, you know that your personal souls have been lost. And you have your things. And since you have nothing, you didn't have anything left to gamble, you find yourself out of the place. They don't need your bodies anymore. They got what they needed. So you're chilling out in this dimly lit warehouse. And other people in the background, there are other people that have sort of also lost, that are kind of wondering what they should do as well. And the conversation about going to lead the heist comes from a spindly little man who will come sit up next to you guys. And he'll pull up a bucket and he'll slide up, and he's got like a kind of like a top hat, and he's handlebar mustache, and he's real pale and skinny, and he's got sort of like these gaunt under his eyes, and he speaks in a whisper, which I won't do just so you guys can hear, but he's so we all seem to be in a bit of a pickle, and I, for one, have no interest in being somebody's, how do you say, ashtray on their table. Do you know what they do with the souls?
Illuminate me as to what your experience is with that knowledge.
Well, so beneath the House of the Rising Sun, there's a vault called the Seat of Golden Tears. And down there, they take all of the souls that they've earned in the casino, and they forge them into objects, be they coin, be they ashtrays, or be they somebody's unmentionables. Either way, I don't want to live my life as a brick or a coin. And I don't think
Unmentionables.
either of you do. So, why play Lucian's game fair? Why don't we just steal all of the souls in the vault? And then when this High King Baylor rolls into town, we're all royalty. I mean, there's gotta be at least 50,000 souls down there, so 5-way split, we'd each be royalty, and we'd get back what we each lost.
What did you say your name was?
I'm Siler Veslov.
Siler, Mr. Veslov. That's interesting. It's an interesting perspective. What else do you know about this Vault of the Golden? It seems like variations on a theme here.
The seat of golden tears.
That's the one.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the seat of Lucian's power. That is where things that don't fit into neat, nice boxes fall into. You know, when a little girl loses her teddy bear and nobody remembers it, eventually it finds its way into the seat of golden tears. It's the place for
teddy bears from
kindness.
children?
Oh, well, I mean, not really steal, just lose.
Just collecting the lost.
How do you know about this seat of golden tears? How did you find this information?
Well, I deal in riddles, and so in riddles, you often find things that people don't know, and that means, well, just like most mysteries, the Seat of Golden Tears is that. And besides, a Death Lord like Lucian Montague is totally gonna deal in something crazy like this, right? We know his vault, he brags about it, you just have to get him on a drinking binge. Unfortunately, he doesn't really drink booze, so...
Does
Yeah.
he drink?
A fine elixir of ambrosia, demon blood, and human souls mixed together in a nice little cocktail.
Awesome. Wonderful. Here's a world question. If you are restored your soul, what happens? Can you restore your soul, or do you just then own it?
Siler, actually, you know, when you ask about this, Siler smiles. He's like, there's a lot of things that somebody could do with a soul. You could sell it, you could trade it, you could barter it, you could eat it, you could put it in an object and maybe store it somewhere safe. Maybe you can't be killed. Ever hear of a lich?
Vaguely.
Well, yes, it's a lovely thing. It's the trend these days. All the darlings in the high courts are doing it. Because, I mean, really, these bodies are frail and squishy, and if you have your soul, you can just buy a new one.
I think my mother had a sister who was a lich. She used to tell me all the time. She was such a lich.
But
At least that's how I remember it.
You might be remembering that wrong.
luckily,
No, I don't think so.
they do say, though, that legend says if you can get your soul and stay human without being corrupted, and you can wander the land of trees for 1,000 years, then you'll be God at the end. But really,
What is the land of trees?
I don't really know.
But you're like the riddle guy.
Yeah, well,
You're
it's a
like, no.
riddle. You doesn't mean I have the answer. You want to go talk to the sphinxes in my area? I will gladly introduce you, but they might just eat you.
Maybe, I mean.
But if you can make it for 1,000 years, then you could be a god then. But why be a god then when you can be a god now?
But the lifespan on people isn't 1,000 years.
I know, it's a really long time. I mean, that's the conundrum. How do you make it 1,000 years?
Like, even in a positive setting where there's not lots of things trying to murder you all the time and, like, steal your souls, people don't live 1,000 years.
I know.
All right.
This is a conundrum.
I agree.
How do you do this?
This is problematic.
10 souls?
10? What?
We live on average somewhere around 100 years. 10. Let's round up to 12.
Maybe you need a few more souls consumed into you.
Well, that would be against God's grace. So, you do you.
Yeah, well, God died, so it's all right.
What'd you say?
God died, it's all right.
Oh, we're gonna have problems, you and I.
Well, that's okay. I'll just kill you and take your share.
Oh, really?
So,
Let's
order
talk
to
about
dissolve this situation,
Let's talk about the
Uh,
skill sets needed. It seems like we probably need what I don't know. You're the caser. We'd need like a safe guy, and like that's probably it, right?
I think we maybe need like a team of at least 4 or 5, including the wheelman. maybe a wheelman, a safe cracker, a couple of muscle pieces,
So we got none of that. We got
and
none.
Let him know.
an infiltrator. Which one of you is any of those?
I can be a safe cracker to any safe you know of.
We got one.
One of 5. Check box. I can probably negotiate us out of a sticky situation, but I don't know that that checks any of those boxes. See,
I guess that leaves wheelman,
and the muscle.
muscle,
Well,
and infiltrator.
I've never been quite in the art of fisticuffs, as it were, but I could certainly lead a nice distraction or get myself into places that people aren't supposed to be.
It sounds like what we're saying here is we're fucked. But
It's less than ideal, but
my soul being not
I don't
mine
know that we have
anymore.
a
I don't
ton
know.
of choice.
Exactly.
There's nothing that says we can't, maybe buy a little bit of help from some of the high rollers in there. Here's where we have to get. The casino above ground is already one of those weird, freaky places that attracts all kinds of strangers. And in order to get into the Seat of Golden Tears, you got to get past all the security and get into past the high rollers area. Once you're past the high rollers is when you could take the elevator down and actually get into that vault. From there, I don't have any details much about that vault right now to be able to offer you. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what kind of traps or security he has. But maybe some of the people that are high rollers might have a clue. Now, luckily, the reason I'm talking to all of you is all of you know other people, right? I mean, come on, you got like people, right? You lost yourself, but you got people. So like,
I may have a small empire of people. Yeah.
you know,
I don't know what you're talking about.
maybe you might have to go in and risk a little to get a little.
Oh,
I might have a cousin or a friend of a brother's nephew once removed who might be able to help.
Nephews aren't typically removed.
You know what? I don't ask you about your business. You don't ask me about mine.
It's fair.
I have a few clients who could be helpful. I've helped them. They can help me.
These are clients you have put in jail?
No clients I've helped connect to the mystic.
Yeah.
They trust me to guide them.
Sure.
what unholy stuff are you talking about?
Oh, we don't deal in holiness.
What's wrong with all of you?
We might be living in an outdated paradigm there.
Hey, some of us gotta stick to it, otherwise nothing will return to what it was.
I don't think anything's ever going to return to what it was. I mean, you know, have you noticed that your dear dead grandmother, 3 removed, literally has come back?
I know that grandmothers are removed. Cousins maybe, but
Fair.
How do you even know I had a grandmother?
Either way, she's back.
You're an interesting bird. You know that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
so we just go in and find some help.
I mean, if you need muscle, maybe you find somebody who's muscle. If you need intel, maybe you find somebody who knows a thing or two or a rumor that's down there. I mean, come on, you ever case a joint before?
No.
No, that's
Maybe once or 300 times. We're testing. Are we in the casino that
No.
we're?
We're just like warehouse.
You're outside right
We're
now.
not actively plotting the demise.
Security camera right there.
It's like, there's only security cameras everywhere.
We're just like looking at every security camera. And
Sure,
like,
I'm just like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, I feel like you're all semi-intelligent fellows on a range of semi to very. We can figure this out.
Bless you, Silas.
The alternative is not worse than not
I feel that
figuring
somebody's
it out.
talking about me.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm missed at the high rollers table.
That
Well-
demon blood will really get you all kinds of twitching.
Do you need a fresh up?
I wouldn't mind if I do.
Sure, what you got?
I have some fairy dust.
Okay.
Trade me some fairy dust for one of your amphetamines.
Sure. +1 fairy dust.
And you have a wonderful afternoon.
Is that similar to angel dust, or is
I don't know, but it wasn't demon blood either, so I don't know.
Well, time's a ticking, so I'll let you guys come up with your plans, and I'll be on the inside doing what I do.
Riddles.
And gambling. I got, a chance to earn mine back.
Small problem. Okay.
Here's a question, Siler. Should we come into the casino? Do we know you?
I think it's best that we don't.
Okay.
I agree with this statement. I don't want to know you.
Well, it's all right. Not everybody needs to know the ashtray either.
Ooh,
Right.
bird.
I don't know if he called you an ashtray or suggested that he might be an ashtray.
Or that one day you'll be his ashtray.
Oh, that could be.
or all of the above?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I think we got ways around that.
folks,
Yes.
in
If you
the
can look in the future, how are we doing this?
how are we doing this? We're devising a plan.
No. Divine us it.
Divine
With your
us?
magic powers.
Cut the deck.
It's not a very deep cut.
You don't need a very deep cut to kill someone.
Damn.
Jeez. Christ. Thought you were a thief, not an assassin. God.
Well,
Now you should know this
man
is
of
just
God,
for
right?
you.
no one's caught me yet.
This is just for you.
Oh. Is there an ashtray card in there?
Is there a what?
Ashtray card in there.
Well, let's find out. Choose your fate.
Pick a card.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Ah. The Two of Cups. Well,
yeah.
as you can see, laid on the card there, one must
two
work
cups.
together. It seems that fate would say that your end. Well, here's a question that I should have asked before I turned the card over. Are you thinking about your past or your future?
Present.
The present. The present tells you that this is a group of people that you can trust to work together
Okay.
and find
Sure.
solace.
Sure.
Sure.
And perhaps at this time, everyone starts realizing that maybe Miss Pearl the Mystic has no fucking clue. what she's talking
Maybe
about.
Miss Pearl got her tarot cards like yesterday and has been
You
trying
have
to read that
successfully
book.
done this for, like, institutions of people.
Yes, but Elise in the real world didn't get enough time to read the tarot book, so this is a wide interpretation.
Never trust a psychic without an accent.
Yeah. Don't at me.
You know what? Add her. So I suppose we should go see who's milling about at the Golden Arches Casino, or whatever the case may be. House of the Rising Sun, something, something.
Mech Casino.
Well, I don't know about you, but I have been asked to leave that place before until I've come back with something worth having. So I don't think it's best. I don't think it would look great to just go pop in for a visit, not play anything, and leave. And I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot to play with at the moment. So if we're going in, we're going all in.
How much meth you got and how fast can you push it?
I have quite a bit of amphetamine. I mean, demon blood, and I think that the amount of demon blood I have would be sufficient in having a reason for us to be there. The good participants in the building may appreciate a fresh recharge, if you will.
Is this the kind of place that would take drugs over the table in lieu of money? I mean, they take souls.
They take souls.
Oh, and that's the only replacement? No.
You're bartering with your kingdoms.
Oh.
But what if I could convince them otherwise?
You could make a shot at it. I mean, nothing's impossible.
Sure. I'm pretty confident in my ability to convince them otherwise.
Sure.
Apparently, I have to trust you, so.
You know, I mean, maybe. Jury's still out.
Either she's really right or she's really wrong.
Well, what?
Don't worry about it.
Do any of you have a parlor trick?
What?
You wash that dirty mouth of yours. Filthy animals. I don't do tricks. My sister does tricks.
She also wants removed?
No, she's very close to the family. Close to my heart. She's a peach.
Who?
Do any of you have some sort of show you could put on that someone would be
My whole
entertained
life
by?
is a show, young lady.
Oh my God. Do any of you have anything worth doing to a bunch of rich assholes who would like to be entertained by a few plebes for a few minutes?
Who are the plebes in this situation?
No.
We are obviously
You're the one
plebes
with the
in this
magic
situation.
cards.
Yeah, that's my add-in. What do you have?
Drugs!
That's not bad. You?
Listen, I can go find a few people who might be able to fill the slots we need for this job.
That'd be great. You can be the body man. We just need to get into the high rollers. High rollers like to be entertained. Let's entertain them.
All right. I want to see if I can find connections on a few red light district girls and see if I can bring all of them into the casino.
Don't be sexist. Get all kinds.
Okay. Red
You know
light
what they're
district,
into.
men, women, and
Other?
other.
Well, I mean, other is an actual thing.
Yeah.
Ghost strippers are.
Any succubi in the area that we can hire to...
You know,
Ghost strippers. That's an intriguing perspective.
Take it off. You can grab
like that. Where are you?
or a more Beetlejuice-esque thing where it's just a set of legs.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of you?
If you got a foot fetish, do I have a thing for you? Just feed.
Let's go ahead and give me a persuasion charisma check.
Persuasion, you say.
Yep.
19.
See, you know what you're doing. You've been at this game for a long time, and he leaves, and you spend your time walking around the gutter that is New Orleans in this setting with. Multiple buildings by now have been stacked on top of each other. The place is filled with live culture of the dead, and the living have actually transpired more into being scraping by on their existence. The dichotomy here in New Orleans has definitely shifted in favor of creatures that are dead. Whether it's zombie or ghosts or wraiths or sort of humans that have just naturally become undying, and finding people to sort of dance or take care of, entertain clients and whatnot. Service-based economy is definitely a name of the game in the area because manufacturing's kind of gone when you don't have power anywhere, and the world has largely
It's the prettiest way anyone's ever described prostitution. It's the service-based economy.
It's the oldest profession in the world, Brian. There's a lot of time to pretty up the language.
you spend your time, and it takes you about 4 to 5 hours. But because it's not like you can just call people, right? But you walk around, you use some of your liquid capital that you do have, and you get a variety of people and entertainers that are going to do. Whether they're just going to blow on dice or they're going to, be very beautiful eye candy. There you find people that can shape change their flesh to be whatever anybody wants them to look like. You find, a few other, blah. Yeah.
When this is all over, remind me to seek out one of them.
Right. You find the people who can shape change their flesh, and then you also find people that can actually swap parts of their bodies around onto other of them. And so, they are like a pod of people that can be like, hey, what's up? You want to borrow my arm? Great. Are you into 3 arms peoples?
The web is into this.
So, this is what you end up finding. It is definitely not normal, just regular people, but you do get them.
Sweet.
Great. Perfect.
So we have prostitutes.
An army.
An army of prostitutes.
Prostitutes.
How many prostitutes
Sex
have we added to
workers.
the fold? Right.
We have an army of sex
Enough
workers.
to start the second sexual revolution, my friend. It's
got
the
a Jimmy-
70s all over
Listen,
again.
I got a Jimi Hendrix record. You got amphetamines. We are ready.
You guys do whatever you guys want to do.
You might be
When
in the
it-
wrong company, Father.
Right.
But we'll say our Hail
Maria.
Marys after this is over.
Pull out my rosary.
Yeah. People could be into that vintage stuff too, so stick around.
Excuse
All
me?
right, so we have our entertainment for the high rollers.
Sure. That would be a distraction for the ground level, I would imagine. What are we going to need? We're trying to seek out what's beyond the point that Silas knew about. So, he doesn't know what else is beyond.
Right. He doesn't know. He knows the Seat of Golden Tears exists. In order to get to the Seat of Golden Tears, you just got to get past the high rollers area, the security that's there. So that means you have sort of like the ground floor of the casino, all the slot machines and things like that. You got your medium rollers, and then you sort of have your high rollers private suites, and then beyond that, in the back house is where you can eventually take an elevator down to the Seat of Golden Tears. And so he doesn't know much information about that. Other than, obviously there was a vault or a place there that they forge souls, and that's where all their winnings go. And it's not unlike a normal casino that you guys have. You have your different casino levels and your different games, and then beyond the area, eventually you get to a back of house area, and that's where they store all the monies.
We lost our souls to the house,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So these other people like Pat O'Neill, Giovanni, and Hal Morgan, they're all just high rollers.
They're
We
just
can
high
probably,
rollers.
Schmooze
Yes.
if we needed something. Okay.
And they all own their souls.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the next step would probably be getting in touch with Hal.
You know Hal?
How?
I know everyone, sweetheart.
What would? It seems to me that if we pulled security away from their current tasks, that we could have a easier access throughout the facility. So if they were distracted by, I don't know, a mob of people attacking the casino
Ah.
under the promise of wares or
What about all these,
elixirs,
what about all these
or-
people around here who have missed their souls from the casino themselves?
how are we going to talk to them without security seeing us
No.
talk to them?
People who are no longer in the casino.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of people in the
Yeah.
warehouse, right? I would like to persuade them to march on the casino.
Whoa. Easy there, stuffed crust. Real quick. You said his name was like Pizza Tony or something.
Yeah, you
like
did.
that.
It's fantastic, and I love it.
Johnny Spaghetti, please.
Oh, all right.
Tony.
Listen here, Parmigiano.
Be so fucking hungry.
I don't know how familiar you are with like a standard B&E, but a standard B&E in a place where they might have, I don't know, guns, bombs, or worse, maybe we don't want to go, shaking the hornet's nest this early in our little endeavor.
You assume that I expect these people to live through it.
Listen, I don't care if they live through it. What I'm saying is, if you go poking the bear and the claws come out, it might be harder to take his honey.
Bears don't make honey, bees make honey.
I think what the web is getting at is, do we want an area of heightened security or one of lax security?
My thinking is we could create an area of no security by creating an area of heightened security very nearby, but not where we are.
Certainly. I think in order to do that successfully, we need to know a little bit more about the security itself.
You ever spend any time in Vegas?
I spend quite a bit of time in Vegas.
People don't run in and grab money and then run out and then focus all the security in Vegas in one casino. They all heighten their security. They all beef
Yes,
up.
but this is one security. There has to be a finite number of people involved in the security of this facility.
We've learned we can put souls into bodies.
I got a
and they
woman who
rise.
can grow an arm out of her belly button. I don't think that there's a finite amount of anything in this city anymore. So perhaps
Except maybe
we
God.
maybe take the easy approach and then burn bridges later.
I'm all for that as a backup plan.
That could be a retreat option.
Exit strategy,
Yes,
perhaps.
but
Yeah.
we have to have the people convinced beforehand.
Yes.
Certainly. And I don't think it will be hard to convince them to wait for an opportune moment, which we can decide.
I'm not saying you have a bad idea. I'm just
Yeah.
saying let's not lead with that. Perhaps use it as an exit strategy,
That wasn't
or maybe later.
fine. It's fine. I mean, I think we're arguing for the same side of an argument here, but being that you didn't allow me to finish my thought before you shit
Whoa.
on it,
Whoa, I'm sorry.
clearly you are impatient and have a better plan. So please, by all means, provide your better plan.
Listen, I'm sorry.
No,
Angel.
you have a better plan. That's fine.
I'm just suggesting.
Please suggest your better plan.
Listen, I got every hooker in the city waiting to lead the distraction in the lobby.
Okay.
We can have our conversations with Hal. Maybe even get in touch with a Mr. O'Neill who might be able to put us in contact with more people. And then we can move on to your plan of laying waste to the surrounding city, which is a
I
great
didn't say
idea.
anything about the surrounding city. I said the casino.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
What if we didn't overwhelm security with violence, but with numbers? What if we perhaps told a bunch of people that fate was on their side for an evening and that they should all go visit the casino and overwhelm the floor?
See, this is called workshopping.
That's a good idea.
Utilizing an idea and improving upon it,
Listen.
rather than just shit canning it from the get-go.
I wasn't
This is
saying,
good work.
all right.
You are not conducive to teamwork.
Listen,
So if you want asses in seats, I got a girl with 5 asses. She can fill a bunch of seats.
How many people are in this warehouse?
In this warehouse, you're looking at maybe 200 people.
How big is the casino?
The casino, it is like the Venetian. It is a big.
So 200 people would be like nothing,
Right.
for them. So we'd have to find like a couple thousand.
Yeah.
so our
Yes.
armies, they are actual people or
Yes.
just,
They are actual people.
well, I've got a
Is
bunch
this
of
something
people I
where we
can
would
call.
spend a coin
This
to get
is-
1,000 people in the room?
Yes.
Sure.
Interesting.
I would like to convince the people in this warehouse, because I think I can.
Well, then, what do you do to convince them? Give me your,
I'm going to stand up literally on a soapbox
okay.
and say, good friends, the time has come. I know your luck has been poor, but luck cannot stay poor forever. There has to be a turn in all good things. And I think today is the day. These cards have indicated to me that today is the perfect day to go and earn your souls back by entering the house of good fortune today.
One guy from the back goes, "Great, you got money for us?"
Better than money.
Better than money, I have potent potables.
Oh.
And those potables increase your luck innately.
Yeah, he's gonna charge for the
I-
potables, guys.
No.
I push you off the soapbox and step up and I say, my friends, what we can give back to you is the thing you desire the most. The thing that you need to get along in these strange times. The house owns your souls. Come take them back. Win them back.
You see a fair amount of nodding, but why don't you both give me charisma checks?
Okay.
Persuasion, deception.
Yeah.
Which one?
You guys are legit persuading, so I'm not hearing any deception here.
Plus 17.
Oh, nice.
33.
Okay.
Natural 20, 37.
Hot damn.
You know, you just rolled up the same character that I rolled.
Oh yeah, you guys are
The
both.
stats.
Yeah.
So-
Listen, if you want flash and bang, here it is.
So there's some nods and some people looking around and so you, the plan is we're going to steal our souls back.
You're going to win them back
How?
by participating in games of chance, sir.
Great. We'd love to. Where do we sign up and what do we do?
You go in and participate in games. I don't.
I do understand the game. Okay, I think you're mistaking a fact about they have to gamble and they don't have anything to
Gamble with.
That's a big part of gambling is collateral. We gave up our own souls for that reason. And now look where we're in.
It's not ideal.
No.
I admit that. What do you have?
Just like you, we lost everything.
You have labor. You're a person. You can lift things, move things. You've already lost your soul. What's up? Why do you need your body?
Yeah, I'm going to be working for Devilance Hatfield over in the Appalachian Mines for the next 1,000 years. I don't really know, but I lost my soul, so I don't got anything. My chance of being royalty is kaput.
So what we need is some sort of.
We don't need
We don't need
anybody.
everyone to participate. We
No,
just
that's
need,
exactly
We
what
just
I
need
was
to
saying.
crowd the
We just
building.
need butts and
Right.
seats.
Just go
Just
in.
go
Have a
in.
good time.
I'll take the free drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, they only give you those if you actually gamble.
So buy a drink.
So steal drinks.
You've never flirted up a bartender before?
People in the bar, kind of took this guy down, and everybody totally gets on board with the idea of just going in and just sort of seeing if they can get anything. Maybe they can find like a free chip on the ground, or or something like that. So you do convince these 200 people that.
Demon Blood can't make grandma's pretty rings.
What about your grandmas?
My grandma's been dead for a very long
Just
time.
because you don't have a soul doesn't mean that you don't have something physically tangible you can play with. People love nostalgia.
The souls of your grandmother, for instance.
Yeah, like
No,
rings and
Jewelry and shit.
yeah.
You're a
Get
sick
a
man.
little taste of the past. Yeah, that's all.
200. We're at 200.
All right.
Yeah.
200,
We need
200
like
people.
1,800 more.
At least.
Well, how many prostitutes did you get?
Oh, yeah.
6.
Sex
I got
workers,
6.
please.
6. So 206.
The cool 6.
But
They're like the best.
number 4 does the work of like 20.
Yeah, but she doesn't take up the space of like, I don't know, does she?
I don't know. Can she grow and multiply? And
Well, she gets a few more to merge into her, sure.
Oh, like Voltron.
Like a gross Voltron.
Yeah, totally.
Like the worst Megazord.
And I'll form the wart.
Gross.
It is. It's disgusting. Okay.
Anyway, so 106. You got the A team, B team.
Who do you know?
I don't know anybody.
We'll give Chris a moment.
Anybody knows
Please.
me, they probably don't know me.
What about you?
I get that.
Father, you got a congregation you could convince to join the cause?
Out of everyone in that congregation, I'm the only one here. I would be the only one considering gambling being an option.
I thought gambling was like an institution in the Catholic Church.
No, taking your money is. They don't make you give you any chances. They just take
I
it.
don't have a whole lot of risk. The church is kind of a slot machine that doesn't spit out coins. You put money in, and hopefully at the end there's a gold brick road waiting for you. But
as of right now, it looks like they were wrong.
no, that road leads right back to square one. It looks like.
You see, that's why you're a non-believer. You're not gonna get it anyway.
What are the interests of the church these days?
I don't think it's changed, really.
Okay. So
It
salvation.
doesn't. Culture changes, the world changes, people change, the church remains the
The
same.
church remains the same. The church is a constant.
The church has actually started worshiping an individual named Lazarus, who
He was an angel.
has
Sure.
sort of started coming back and preaching the ideas of unification.
Wait, Lazarus came back?
Yes. Oh yeah, right. Who knew? Spoiler, right? Preaching the ideas of unification.
I'm not quite so happy about this.
Unification of what?
Well,
That
you guys really don't care about that.
The dead should stay dead.
Well,
All right.
We're 206 of the way there.
So we might need to
we need a couple thousand more.
spend to get it.
The church staged some sort of protest.
I don't know how much pull you think I have, and if you think I'm an actual preacher. I'm just a man.
Where is your church? I bet I could convince them.
Okay? It's in Rome.
Given time and opportunity, I'm sure I could convince them.
Give it a fast plane ticket. I don't know, are planes a thing anymore?
I mean, some people can find ways to move around, but
Okay.
The flight to Rome might be wrong.
Wink.
It's been a while.
So I suppose we're running out of options. So,
We can enter the casino, right?
you guys don't know. You haven't even tried yet.
Right.
And you guys have spent, by the way, since Siler gave you the offer, you guys have spent like 6 hours of gathering up people, talking to things and whatnot, and you have yet to move in, and the black sun is,
Oh
is
God,
sort of
what's the
setting on.
timeline we're looking at?
You have 4 days, or your souls are gone,
Okay.
That's right.
and each hour of gameplay is 1 day.
oh,
Okay.
That's
all right.
problematic.
Well,
All right.
here
All
we
right,
go.
Okay. I think
Why don't we take the 206 people we have, crowd the main floor, and try to make our way into the high roller suite so that we can talk to these people who might be able to connect us to, I don't know, artillery or more people. Otherwise, we'll have to start digging into like our deep contacts and bringing them out of the woodwork.
I believe in this mission. I also believe that I thoroughly would like my soul back. My trade has not been the same without my connection, without my soul's connection to my body. I'm not as good at the cards as I once was, as you've seen by this reading
She
I've
was
just
good
done
at the
here.
cards once.
no.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
I will get 1,000? 10,000?
Cash in the chip, I'll describe it for you.
I will call some of my people to overwhelm the floor.
So she leaves, much like you did for a little bit, and you go find one of the most famous New Orleans fortune tellers. Her name is Louie.